This stressful 2016 presidential election has caused an uproar, and America has seemingly become one nation divided. The moment President-elect Donald Trump won, anti-Trump protesters swarmed the streets across the nation chanting, "Not my president." On the flip side, white supremacist groups such as the KKK saw this as a victory and celebrated him winning. Donald Trump promises to make America great again, but has the tone been set to be racist again? A number of people have been the target of hate crimes. Will this be the trend for the next 4 years he's in office? The state of America lies in the hands of a former reality star and a Republican House. What can we do to secure our future?
Another thing I feel very strongly is the generation coming up can and will be the difference makers. I think it is a generation with superior understanding of the challenges we face. I see it with my own children. I see it with many activists I know. They are more sober about how we got to this place and what we have to do to get out of it. And I actually feel some hope in another generation of leaders coming up.
What, as citizens of New York City and even greater tri-state, I know you have relationships with the mayor of Jersey City and areas of Connecticut. You guys all, because we live in such close proximity, I know you guys communicate a little bit. What should we expect as citizens of the tri-state and specifically New York City from you as Donald Trump tries to set a national tone that feels like it might still be anti-immigrant and definitely anti it just feels hateful.
Yeah.
What is your response, and how do we manage New York City and the tone here in the city?
We have to resist, and we have to be organized all over the country to fight against policies that are extreme and that undermine people we represent. I think it's, again, history teaches us a lot. We were not as well prepared in the past to fight back. I think both because of the generation coming up and because we've been through these other defeats, we know a lot more about what we have to do now.
Hey, what's up? This is your girl Sierra, and this is Street Soldiers with Lisa Evers. Real issues, real politics, baby, and real people only on Hot 97.
Welcome back to Hot 97 Street Soldiers. I'm your host, Lisa Evers. You know where to find me. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and LisaEvers.com. What we're talking about is the aftermath of this election. A lot of people are upset about it. Everybody's talking about it everywhere I go. So I wanted to get a panel together, which Team Lisa did an amazing job, and we are just hashing through some of these, trying to process what's going on, and more importantly, come up with some kind of focus for the future. It's like it's all on us, I think. I think we're past that point where one person in the White House is going to change our lives. It's like we got to look at how we're changing our lives. We have to look at how we're changing our communities, and a lot of you are already doing that with the great work that you're doing in our communities, but time to really ramp it up. So joining us on the phone, Burgess Owens, former NFL player and Super Bowl champion. He's a conservative Republican commentator, author of the book Liberalism, or How to Turn Good Men into Whiners, Weenies, and Wimps. I was thinking barbecue. I'm thinking of barbecue when you talk about that, Burgess. Also joining us, Basilus Michael, Executive Director, New York State Democratic Party, a political and policy analyst. You've seen him all over TV commenting, including on Fox 5 and here on Street Soldiers many times, but usually on the education too. That's his other big passion.
And wondering if I'm a wimp or a whine or
none of the above. You're a street soldier. None of the above. You're a street soldier. Also with us is John Burnett. He's a Republican political commentator, extremely successful businessman, and one of the African American delegates to the Republican National Convention. Also with us in studio, New York City Council's own Ruben Wills. He represents the 28th District in Queens. How many people know what district they're in? Okay, that's another question. Yeah. Well, you can always find out when you go to vote. And he, because I can't really answer that myself. Real talk, true confessions until I get in there. Represents the 28th District in Queens. That's the South 40 Project, South Jamaica, and South Ozone Park. And Burgess, I know you got to get going, but I want to just get your thoughts on this real quick. We heard this week, this term, which was kind of new to me and maybe to some other people, the alt conservatives are going to be taking over the White House. This movement that doesn't even believe women should be voting.
Right.
And is ready to turn this back, and there's a lot of fear that whites. I'm keeping it. I'm just putting on broadcast what everyone is saying on social media and all the notifications and comments everybody is giving to me. And that's I want to ask you that they're saying that white supremacists or white nationalists are going to be taking over the United States government. That's what people are afraid of.
Okay, let me just say this: racist, black or white, will never win in this country. It's not designed for that, and it never will happen. And I tell you, Lisa, what you said a few minutes ago is so spot on. We have to remember this country is based on we the people, and that's what I've loved about the way we've come up with solutions throughout the past. And when we start to understand our great past, our Black history, for the last 100 years after the Civil War, we the people, we the Black community, stepped to the plate and did some great things.